Today on Com Talk, we're driving home from a con.
Let's go.
Glix, what is going on?
We are receiving a signal from a new area on the planet Geek'd.
Alright, let's see what the planet has for us today.
Opening forms in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Com Talk, the podcast extension of Geek Devotions, the show from devoted geeks who are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. I am Celeste, and with me is...
Dallas.
Now, I don't know what number this is. Dallas?
Well, this is going to be a bonus episode, unless we want to make it an official 126.
I mean, I don't know.
This is going out today. We already had an episode come out today.
Yeah, let's just make it a bonus episode. This is a bonus episode. So it's 125.5?
Yeah, that works.
125.5. So we just left the Shreveport Bossier Comic Con.
Yeah.
First year for this con in Bossier. And Dallas, what are your thoughts?
So first off, let's put a disclaimer on this.
A disclaimer.
We showed up for the last day.
Yeah, we did. We showed up for the last day. We showed up and we didn't stay for the whole day.
Right.
Because we had church today. We have some things we have to go home and do. So we did not have the full con experience.
Yeah.
But we did at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I came in a cosplay. You created your cosplay there.
Yeah, I created my cosplay there. Inadvertently, I created my cosplay there.
Inadvertently. It's the best low-key cosplay.
The best one I could do. All I needed was a hat.
Yeah, you need the capsule, not the capsule core. That's the wrong franchise.
Let's explain to what my cosplay was.
So, his cosplay, as you know, when we go to cons, we take Mew with us.
Yes.
And we ran into a friend there who had made Pokeballs, and so Dallas bought one, and then he was like, "Hey, look, I'm a Pokeball trainer."
Yeah, Pokemon trainer. Pokeball trainer.
Oh no, I said the wrong thing.
You're tired.
I am tired, and that is why we did not stay until close of con.
Yeah, which was another 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we came up after church. So, but yeah, so that was my makeshift cosplay.
So, okay, Dallas, highlight of the con.
Highlight of the con, to be honest, for me, and we say this every con, was seeing people we know. Running into friends and those who like we've seen at every con, or we've had opportunity to do stuff with in the past. Some of the like we actually have friends with vendors now.
Yeah, we do.
Now that we did a con as a vendor, and seeing these individuals and being able to chat with them and talk with them, it was funny because I kind of felt bad for Christina because we're sitting there talking to Christina at her booth. And then all of a sudden, like, we have other people, like we had 4 or 5 people who come up to us at one time.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You guys know everybody?" I was like, "Well, I mean, we're here. I mean, this is our community."
Yeah. Well, and then the Shreveport Bossier area people who go to cons.
Yeah.
We're not a huge group.
Right.
So you stand in line together for signing things, you stand in line for panels, you stand in line for the con in general, and you kind of end up talking to people, or you take pictures with that one cosplayer every year. Mm-hmm. So it's a thing that happens.
Right. So that's my highlight, is just seeing our friends and making new friends at the same time.
I have a similar highlight. My highlight was the fact that Christina was there.
Yeah. Now explain Christina. Who's Christina?
Christina is our friend who is also a writer for GUG, for Geeks Under Grace. She's on the stream team, and she has her own crochet business.
Yeah.
And we've bought things from her before.
Yeah.
Gifts for people, things for us. And so we were just kind of making the cursory glance around the con. The first thing you do, you kind of scope out what everything is. And all of a sudden there's someone who's like, "Celeste." And I was like, "Hello?" And it was Christina. She goes, "I'm Christina." I was like, "Oh my God."
I was surprised. Like, I wasn't expecting to see her there.
Well, and I knew she did cons. It just didn't occur to me that she would be at this one.
Right. And it's funny because, like we're like, we've talked for a couple years now with her and her husband, to, hey, we should get together if you're in the area, and we just haven't happened. So now that it's happened, I'm like, hey, it was so much fun.
It was, and her husband is really nice too.
He's a cool guy. I like him a lot. It was funny because before we left, we took a picture, which by the way, it's going to be on our Instagram. Look for Geek Devotions of us, Christina, and her husband. And he's like, well, I can take the picture. Like, no, man, come on. You're part of the family. Come on. You're part of this now.
Christina has chosen you, so hence you are one of us.
One of us.
And to be fair, they haven't been married that long.
No.
So, but mad props to him because he did the Triforce proposal.
Yeah, because she's a massive Zelda fan.
Yeah.
That's about all she strained for the team forever with Zelda games.
She did Hollow Knight for a while.
She did indeed. All right, so what else about this con did you like?
I liked, there were some really cool booths.
Yeah.
We did not get out without getting some merch.
Yes. Just a little bit. We didn't get a ton.
We didn't get a ton.
We got a Pokeball from Christina.
Yes.
And then what did you get?
I got a Fruits Basket hat, and I'm wearing it now.
No. You're wearing a fruit basket for a hat?
I am wearing a hat with the characters from Fruits Basket because it's Fruits Basket. And they're chibi, and then it has their animals that they represent beside them. Because Fruits Basket has ruined me. So for those of you who don't know, my little brother is from Taiwan, and so my family, we keep up with things like what year it is for the Chinese year, for the Lunar New Year. And this year is the year of the tiger.
Right.
And so when I first heard that, I was like, oh, it's the year of Kisa.
That's funny.
So, but yeah, there was just a lot of cool stuff. We kind of sat in on a panel, and gotta say, I kind of wish I had gone into that panel sooner.
Yeah, I kind of wish you had too, actually.
Because I really like the lady who was running the panel is from Little Red Fox Cosplay.
Yeah.
And she was saying some really interesting things. So one of her things was everybody is a cosplay body, which is a big deal because, not everybody is made like a cartoon character.
Yeah. I actually really appreciated the perspective she brought on that because there is a self-consciousness about dressing up in cosplay and whatnot. And I know for me, I would love to cosplay as Batman. I've made the joke for years. If I tried dressing up as Batman, it would look more like I was Fat Man. And, I'm uncomfortable with it myself. There is a stigma about being a larger person cosplaying. Now, that stigma is lifting heavily for women, which I'm really appreciative of because I feel like a lot of women are in a much healthier place mentally about their bodies. So I appreciate that. But even for me, I'm like, I don't know if I can cosplay as Superman or Batman right now.
Well, but then she also said apparently, and I didn't realize this because while I enjoy cosplay, I'm not big into I don't follow cosplayers. I follow Instagram and Twitter accounts and TikTok accounts to get ideas, but I don't necessarily follow any specific people. But apparently there is a cosplayer who is very well known, and she puts in modesty panels into certain areas of her cosplays.
She makes cosplays for other people also. That's her thing, is that because that was one of the things I talked about. I was like, you can't make money, you can't make a full-time living being a cosplayer, but you have to have a side hustle. So this person makes cosplays for other people, but they build modesty panels for people because let's be real, some of the stuff that's out there for people who like to dress up in cosplay, for a lot of our characters that we love, the female characters oftentimes are thoroughly inappropriate, and a lot of people don't feel comfortable showing that much skin.
Or you're just cold.
Yeah.
Because, air conditioning. So, I'm in Miss Frizzle, and I was cold in certain areas of the air conditioning, and I'm completely covered.
Yeah.
So, but it was just nice because she goes, if you're not having fun, then there's no point.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that perspective. So I didn't go into it because I was like, it's whatever, because her thing was talking about the future of cosplay. Right. And I was like, that's really not my thing. But when we sat in there for a minute, I was like, man, I really like her. I wish that I had sat for the whole thing.
You
so
should message her and let her know.
I will probably just follow her from now on and lurk, because that's what I do.
You do lurk. You lurk a lot.
I lurk a lot.
My wife is a lurker.
I don't necessarily feel the need to talk to people. That's the gist of it. Like, if I follow you, I'm probably not going to interact with you a ton unless I know you in real life.
Yeah. So, but this was a good con.
Agreed.
It's a smaller con, obviously, just because of the location was. But even that, like, again, we were there on the last day, so it's a very different world on the last day. But it felt good. Like there was a good vibe in the main rooms.
Yeah.
There was the arcade. Tell them about the arcade.
Oh yeah, and I appreciated this too. There was a room, and they had a vendor in there, but there was a room that they had the stand-up video games, like the old
arcade cabinets.
Oh, thank you, arcade cabinets. They had the old school arcade cabinets, and they were free to use. They had that. They had a couple systems set up. They had board games out on tables where you could just like sit and play with your friends. Like, I can't see going to a con and playing Catan, but they sure did have Catan out there, and somebody was playing it.
Yeah.
So this is live and in person.
Yeah. We are not cutting this. Like, this is what we get is what I'm gonna edit the audio a little bit, but we're not cutting this stuff.
I hope you edit the part where we count it in.
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe. So, but yeah, we're driving home now in the car. I have a mic, and I'm bopping it back and forth between Dallas and I. So, but yeah, I mean, it was a good con. They had a thing for kids to run through. Yeah. They had the free arcade, so which I appreciated.
Yeah. That was really neat.
So the only thing that I didn't see, and I don't know if this is a difference in the spacing, if this is a difference in this was Bossier Civic Center as opposed to Shreveport Civic Center, but there wasn't any food vendors.
Yeah, there was a lack of that, and that's, I mean, that is legitimately an issue with cons, is the food situation. You've got to eat, and like the concession stand that the con offered, it was cash only. I'm like, really, cash only? But I don't know. It was kind of weird. There wasn't because like there's normally like the people who do like the nuts.
Oh yeah, the people with the nuts, the root beer people. Mm-hmm. Like we have bottles of the root beer, and we talked about bringing it, but decided against it.
Yeah, which I'm glad we didn't, because I don't want to carry it.
Right.
So, but it was good. It was a good chilled con.
It was nice and relaxed. And apparently, we were talking to Christina, and apparently yesterday they had a lot of good traffic, and so she says that, you know, her booth has done well, which I'm glad. Yes. We like our friends to do well.
We do. And we want to encourage you guys to go check her out. There'll be links in the show notes to check out her stuff.
Because she is very talented.
She is.
She is far more talented with crochet than I am.
So were there any cosplays that stood out to you?
Oh, yes. Lots of them.
The Aizawa in the sleeping bag? That was so good.
There was an Aizawa in a sleeping bag. There was a gender bent Aizawa.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciated.
Because she was a professional cosplayer, and she was complimenting your cosplay.
She was. I actually had a couple of the professionals compliment my cosplay, and I might have had a moment.
Yes.
Both times it happened.
It was pretty cool. It was legitimately pretty cool.
Because I'm like, I just threw this together.
Right.
And I bought this.
The Jubilee cosplay.
Yes! There was a lady dressed up as Jubilee, and she was rocking it. Like, the makeup for it. Right. Like, you don't think that something like Jubilee, where she's like humanoid, would need that intense of a makeup, but man, she had the 80s makeup.
The 90s, late 90s, early 90s.
Early 90s, late 80s makeup. Yeah. It was perfect.
It was so on point. She was and we're like, maybe you got the attitude. She's like, well, I'm a counselor at a local school, and so, you know, I'm used to that.
She knows how to give the attitude. Yeah. So
I want to say this. I appreciate the fact with the cosplayers we saw, there was a age range. Like, there were some young kids all the way up to adults, and that's what I loved about it. Is they're like the adults are just normal people. Like, I'm sure that her students at her school don't realize that she cosplay like that, and like she did great.
It was so good. We ran into our friends, the ones that does Johnny Bravo, and is that Cloud?
Yes, that is Cloud.
Okay.
Yep.
They do Johnny Bravo and Cloud.
They're actually they are civil servants.
They are.
Fire department and police department.
Alternatively.
Yep. So we missed them at GeekCon. Like I was looking so forward to seeing them at GeekCon this past year.
Yeah.
But they because they work for the city and they work very hard for our city. They just didn't have any vacation days to work out. So.
Well, and then their brother was getting married.
Their brother was getting married. Priorities.
They were like, the guy who comes with us that doesn't ever dress up? Yeah, he was getting married. We're like, oh, hey. Yeah. Well, I mean, that makes sense.
That's the thing.
So, but, I'm trying to think. There was a couple really good Bakugos. We ran into the girl who played Mike, or who cosplayed as Mike from GeekCon. She was the electric guy from My Hero, which we need to catch up on that one.
We do.
A lot of My Hero. There was a Nezuko that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my, you are awesome.
Oh man.
I almost yelled out, please put your bamboo back in your mouth.
That's weird.
But we were walking in and the lady was handing me my wristband and I was like, I can't shout that right now.
So overall, great con.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. I really hope it did well.
Yes.
So we can have more events like this here in Shreveport. The center, the Bossier City Civic Center, has not had the best of luck hosting these kind of events. They tried doing Anime Con several years ago, and that just didn't pick up. And I hope this did well because our community needs more events like this, more local events. Now, pricing wise, could a little cheaper, but Bossier City Civic Center is an expensive venue. So, but like I said, it was really good, and I hope we have more.
Yeah, I hope that they do more because the reality is that while this was a good first year, if they keep doing it and it keeps doing well, they're going to get better and better.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, I think that's about it. Anything else you want to add about the con?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, so this was your bonus episode for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave comments. If you were at the con, let us know. Reach out to us, geekdevotions.com. Our Geek Devotions on our social medias, Facebook and Instagram. I can't talk, and but check out all of our stuff. And hey, on our Instagram, by the time this goes out on our Instagram, we would have posted some of the pictures from the con with some of the cosplayers we took pictures with. If you are one of those cosplayers, please leave a comment and let us know so we can tag you appropriately, because you guys did amazing and we are super proud of all you, and we love every one of you so much.
Okay, well, with all of that being said,
stay devoted.
Peace and love.